What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. And in this video, I want to go over the markets that I'm watching today and highlight the most important areas and tell you what I'm looking for. And hopefully you can learn something from it that you can implement in your own trading. So let's get started. All right, so we are at the Aussie CAD, and I spoke about this pair a few days ago, I believe, because of redistribution and accumulation, as most people ask me about how you can make the difference up between those two. As you can see, this was to me a UTAD, how we moved down. Now, I don't have a clear bias right now on this pair. In my opinion, this is an important area which we have just retested. And as you can see over here on this particular day, price took out this important high, this important daily high and rejected. So I am quite, in the short term, I'm expecting a bit of a retracement back. But if we get a clean break and close above this area, I do think we are going higher to test this area and then this area. But for now, I don't have a setup. I don't have a clear bias, but on the daily time frame, let's zoom a bit in. We just closed above this area, but we have fallen back. I do expect a move down to take out those equal lows, possibly target this area, and then a move to this important area. But as soon as we get a decent close above here and I get my setup, I would be looking to target this high over here, but nothing clear yet. But this is an important area to watch for me and this big level. So let's take a look at the Aussie dollar, and a bit of the same story here. Nothing clear yet for me. We have been ranging for days now. I don't see any clear bias at all. So still on the sidelines on this one. I also don't have any really important levels that I highlighted in here that are close to market. Of course, this is an important level. This is an important level. And this swing high is also very important, but the market is only just here. This swing low is also quite important. Let's say price does this, gives me my setup over here, I would be long targeting the high end of the range because that would indicate a liquidity grab. But that would be a bullish setup, but nothing else on this chart either for me. Euro, Aussie, same story, nothing very clean. We do have still this reaccumulation range in play. Got the spring over here. We moved up, we retested the origin of the move, and then we have slowly been building in new legs to the upside, basically. Nothing clear yet. However, if we get my setup at this area, so we get an accumulation range on the hourly plus my mechanical portion of the strategy, I would be long targeting this swing high because this would be where liquidity is. And that would make sense as a logical target. I also look for it to line up with my statistics, but I want to see my setup over here. This was a great setup. This particular area, which I went over in my Telegram channel. So if you are not already in the Telegram channel, please join it because I'm dropping nuggets day after day. Sometimes I'm quiet for a few days, but then I will be posting some more the next few days. So you will learn a lot from it. The link is down in the description. Let's take a look at the Euro CAD. Now the Euro CAD is quite interesting on the hourly. On the daily as well, as you can see, this choppy range we've just broken out of. And on the daily time frame, we have a few important key highs. This one and this one. This one lines up with this supply zone. So if price, it will take a while, but when price goes up here, takes out this swing high, closes below and forms my My setup, my entry setup, I'm definitely short, 100% balls deep short, because that would be a great A setup for me. As you know, I trade mechanical, but I do highlight the important areas on the chart, because I have found that if my mechanical strategy lines up with the important levels, my strike rate increases by around 10 to 15%, which is quite a lot. So I tend to risk more on those trades. And that's why I'm highlighting these areas. But to be honest, it's up to you how you want to use those. So let's go to the hourly time frame. And again, very clear, we got this supply zone over here. And now we have two tops that are almost equal. And this usually means there is liquidity above here. So as you can see, the range low got taken out, barely got taken out. So we are still ranging. I want to see what happens once this top goes. I want to see either a clean break and holding above it, or I want to see a quick rejection. And then if I get my entry set up, I definitely will be short. But for now, nothing there. Most important points on this chart, definitely see how price reacts once it takes out this area. Now, the euro dollar, as you can see, I took a short on this pair, and it's based around a few things. First of all, my mechanical setup was in play. Second of all, price on this day marked with the X took out this quite important range high, and also took out this area the day before, and we firmly closed below it. Then we got a bit of chop. You can see yesterday price took out two highs and then quickly fell down through the bottom of the range. And that's when I got my entry signal. I went short, and as you can see, price is now moving up, which was quite expected after taking out the low of the range. I have to say, from a discretionary standpoint, I'm bullish on this. Based on this level, I do expect a move like this, and then a move to the upside, hitting my stop loss. However, I don't trade my feelings. I trade my mechanical strategy. And since the rules line up, since the odds are in my favor, since I'm targeting a double bottom, which should carry a bit of liquidity, and since I always follow my rule, I took the trade. But from a discretionary standpoint, I don't really like it, but I'm still in it. I'm still entering, and I see how it goes. The odds are in my favor, so I took it. But as I said, I'm bullish, and I expect this area to be retested and then a move to the upside, but we'll see how it goes. Next up, GBP AUD. We've just hit a supply zone, as you can see over here. We tagged this area, and now we are in a ranging fashion. Let's go to the hourly. We've gotten sort of a distribution range over here. Then we fell down, and now we are ranging again. I'm still on the sidelines, but if I get to see something like this, taking out these highs and a firm close below this area, then I would definitely look for another leg to the downside. But for now, still on the sidelines, no entry setup yet. But these two blue lines are the most important lines right now to me, because these highlight liquidity the most, and I want to see what happens once liquidity gets triggered. GJ, still the same story as last time, still bullish bias because of these lows being taken out. I did expect this retracement because there were some unbroken lows, and now I expect this area to go. So if we go to the hourly time frame, there we go. And long term, I'm still very bullish. Talking weekly chart, I'm still bullish GBP. And this chart also looks really bullish. We took out multiple unbroken lows, as you can see. And then price quickly went up, clean break above structure, which is a bullish sign. This is the next area of vulnerability. I do expect it to be hit today, but no clear setup yet. But this is definitely an important level you want to watch because it lines up with this. Basically, you have a double top, And as we all know, double tops get tested and get broken for liquidity purposes. NZD-USD by far my favorite pair, but for now, no clean setup at all. There are some important levels on the daily time frame. This swing high is key to me. This swing low is key, and then this area is also key. Why is this one especially key? Because look at what happened the last time. We made a swing high, price broke it, and big drop. So I want to see the same thing happening again. Price tagging this area, just breaking it, close below, giving me my entry setup. And then I'm definitely short, risking more than the usual amount because of the confluence at this area. But again, it has been ranging for quite some time now. So I don't expect the setup to happen this week. But if we get this next week, I will be looking for a short only if my mechanical strategy lines up. All right, so let's take a look at gold, because gold is very interesting from a daily perspective, but also from the hourly. This accumulation range we already spoke about, clear selling climax, spring, break of structure, giving me a bullish bias. Also because of the fact that it broke this important low, which increases the strength of my bias. So we got this accumulation, impulse move to the upside, forming an important swing high over here. Then price falls down, and look at all the wicks over here. You can expect liquidity to be below this area, and especially the lowest area. And as you can see on this particular day, price broke the area, firmly closed above it, giving me a bullish bias. Then on this particular day, momentum kicked in and we broke structure over here. Got a clean break above, forming a double top, which means there will be liquidity above this area. So that interests me. The next day is an inside day, which also means there's most likely a bit of liquidity being trapped on both sides of that particular day. Now, if we zoom into the hourly, and this is very key. So on this day, this was the lowest wick on the daily, strong momentum to the upside and forming a very decent range over here. Then we moved back down, forming a swing low being taken, and a momentum breakout of this entire area and a close above this area at this candle. Usually if my statistics line up, I enter at the breakout, as you all know, but on this pair, I trade a different strategy because of the different behavior gold has compared to the FX pairs I trade. So we got this move to the upside, forming this stop, and then we move back. Now, you all know that markets like to break out, retest, and then move further. And that's exactly the play I'm looking at here. We got this breakout, retest, and my target on this long trade was again this swing high to grab liquidity above that high. And also because it lines up with this area, which is the double top I spoke about in the daily. Now, in terms of breaks and retest, you always want to look at the most recent bit of structure before the breakout. And to me, that's this area. You can call it an order block, you can call it demand, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, in my opinion. And as you can see, price retested this area. It also gave my mechanical setup. And if we go to my statistics, this is the particular setup we had, and there was a 49% chance of making 2R on this particular trade. So that's a decent edge. And as you can see, over the past 9 years, this strategy has performed very, very well. Clean equity curve. So I'm very happy with this strategy. If you want to learn more about it, check out my website or book a free call, and I will explain how this works, how I get these statistics, etc. But let's take a look at gold. So my statistics lined up. The area of retesting is a great area in terms of price action. And my usual statistical target 2R would be around this area. My entry was the red line, lower green line, stop below this low, and the target was here. Now, as you can see, my target just missed, and then price fell down, almost hit my stop loss, and now it looks like it's moving up again. Usually I would have been taking profit on this area, on this trade, but because of the double top, my target was a bit bigger, because it makes sense, because this is where liquidity is. Usually those areas get taken out, but not on this one. And that's a bit of a discretionary thing I add to my trading. So the basic is the mechanical strategy that has the edge, 49% chance of making 2R. But because of price action, how a market looks, and because of the behavior, it was very clean. We got this range, the breakout, double top forming, one touch here and one here in the back, liquidity being trapped, market retouches the most important area. Then we get my mechanical setup over here. I go long at the red line and I target that area. And unfortunately, no target hit, but I do know that over the long run, this strategy really makes really great returns. So I keep trading it. I keep adding in my discretion, because I've been trading the strategy for almost 2 years now. So I really know how it works and when it works better and when I can scale up. So I hope you guys like this session about me going over the markets. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please just ask your questions below or leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe. I've noticed we almost hit 400 subscribers. It would be really nice if we would get that this week. And then I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.